Hey guys, and welcome to day 5 of my 12 days project. So in today's video we're going to have sort of a deck opening, and we're going to be looking at one of the decks I actually got for Christmas, which is this deck right here, the Monarchs deck. So this is a deck that I've wanted for quite a long time now. So Theory 11 released it a while back, I think, and it was used in the film Now You See Me, which I went and saw in the cinema, and I really liked the cards that they were using, which was this deck right here. So I've wanted them for a while and finally got them, so we're going to open them up. As you can see, I haven't opened them yet. There's still got all the foil on and everything. We're going to open them up, we're going to look at them, and I'm going to give you my first impressions. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get right into opening up these cards. So immediately I can see there's sort of this foil around the cards here, which we're going to have to take off, which could be more trouble than I thought it would be. I'm just going to try and rip it here, see if they'll come on like that. Yeah, okay, it's starting to come away. But immediately I can feel already the box is embossed, which is something I haven't had in a deck of cards before. I don't think I've ever owned a deck of cards where the box has been embossed like that. And there we go. Get rid of all that. Okay, so I've got rid of that, and now I can actually see the box in its full glory and all that. Okay, so immediately I can see that the box is really nice. It's got a really good finish on it. This gold finish on the navy sort of backing of the box is really nice. The gold, the bits in gold sort of stand out. They're raised slightly from the rest of the box. So you get this really nice finish to it, really nice feel. So I'm really impressed at the moment. It looks very nice. Definitely the gold makes it stand out a lot. It definitely does feel like just a quality brand of playing cards, which is what Monarchs are all about. If you're wondering, they're luxury cards. That's what Theory 11 put on the page where you can buy them and all that. In the description it always says like luxury cards, and they've got loads of 5-star reviews. So I'm sure they're going to be very impressive once I open them up. Let's just take a look at the back. So you can see here sort of a snake curled around a sword, I think that is. And then there's like branches coming off it. Well, I'll get into that later on. But yeah, very impressed now on the bottom. Just says produced and distributed by Theory 11. Got the old Theory 11, well, the Theory 11 logo. I think that's the old one as well, because they changed it to a, the T and the X quite recently. Yeah, let's get into actually opening them up. So we're going to have to break the seal. So I'll just go and get a knife over here. This is how I open all my decks. If you're interested, I'll just show you now. I usually just press down on that bit there and get this really sharp sort of craft knife I've got. If you've got any of these lying around, these are always really useful for opening up decks. And I usually just cut in slightly from each side. Can't really get into this side. There we go. Cut slightly in, and then you just sort of follow the sort of half moon shape of the box. That's not quite open yet. There we go. And then you can just crack it open like that. Okay. And then that's what I open boxes like that, because when you push the lid back down and seal it again, you still have that really nice red seal. So on this box in particular, it's going to be really nice because there's a red seal on it, which I've never had before. And the seal, even the seal is, you can tell it's high quality. And that's a really nice, it's sort of a square one, and the borders are slightly different as well. So even the seal is really nice. And then because I've opened it like that, it means I don't have to rip the seal off. And when you rip seals off, when you peel them off like that, it can damage the box and leave like a sticky coating on the box, which I don't really like. So that's definitely a top tip for you guys when you're opening decks. Just use a knife, get under there and just cut it like that, and then you can just open it up like that. But anyway, let's get into the actual box. Okay, so immediately when I open up the box here, I saw on the flap it says, I think it's a Latin phrase, I'm not sure how you pronounce it at all, so I'll just have a go. Sursa Trova, I think that's how you say it. If I'm wrong, always correct me down in the comments down below. But I just had a bit of a Google to see if I could find out what it's about, and it seems to translate as "Seek and you shall find." I'm not sure why Theory 11 have put that on there. If you do know, do tell me down in the comments section, because I'd love to know. But anyway, that's on there. But let's take a look at the actual deck now. So taking the cards out of the box, immediately I'm feeling that, again, the cards have a real quality to them, which I haven't really felt in cards that I've owned before. They do feel very nice in your hands. And right, let's get into just looking at the cards themselves. So I can see, let's have a look at the Jokers. So we've got 2 Jokers here, look pretty much identical. I don't think there's going to be any reveals on them like there is with some decks now. I think they're just standard Jokers, that's cool. I do like the Joker design actually. So they're riding. I know what this is called, but it escapes me at the moment. I'll probably remember in a minute. But it's a really interesting design. There's sort of a gold finish to them, which is really nice. Yeah, they're just very classy. I like these Jokers. Let's get into the actual deck. So the Ace of Spades, always an important card in any deck. And that is the design of the Ace of Spades. I'll show you right there. And the design sort of mirrors the box design as well, because we've got that sort of navy background and then that gold finish on top of it. And then we've got that crown in the middle, obviously going with that Monarchs theme. That's really nice. And then at the bottom, the United States Playing Card Company, United States of America, all that sort of stuff. That's really nice. I do like that Ace of Spades. Let's look at the actual. So it looks like all the spot cards are just going to be normal spots. That's what I'd expect. But let's take a look at the actual. Actually, I think the red ink that they've used might be a little darker than usual. That's what I'm getting. I think I'm getting that impression. It just seems to me to be a different shade of red than like standard bicycle cards or anything like that. I think that's. Yep, I would say that's. A different shade. Definitely it's a shade darker, unless it's just really dark in here. I'm pretty sure it's a different shade, so I'm getting that impression. But looking at the face cards, they seem to have used different colours. Again, all the face cards seem to be a lot darker, so usually how it'd be yellow, they've really toned that down to more of a brown colour, and that gives you might think that's a bit of a dull colour to use, brown, but I think it makes them just fit the whole design of the box even more. The whole, so obviously we've got that gold design on the deck, and using that sort of bronze colour that I've used here instead of the yellow, it just really stand out and it goes along with that theme of gold, bronze, royalty and monarchs. So I do like how they've done that. Okay, so I'll just give it a quick fan so you can see how it looks. And okay, they fan pretty well. They do handle well. That comes with the handling, I guess. And the back design does make a cool look when you fan them as well. I'm really liking this deck so far. The back design in particular, I do like, as it mirrors what's on the back of the box, which is not too common with decks these days. I know with the bicycle decks, the standards, they changed it, so they're not rider backs anymore. I think on the rider back box, the back used to mirror the back on the box, which was really cool because you can sometimes do effects with that. But obviously they changed it so it doesn't anymore. But I really like how they've done that with this deck. It gives it a good continuity, and also I just like the back design. It's a really nice design. How you've got that snake winding around the swords, and then sort of the vines, I think they are, I'm not sure, growing around there. Okay, so in terms of handling, they do feel very good. They feel like a cut above any deck that I've been handling before. So I'm just gonna do a few shuffles, and immediately I'm getting that. I got a real quality there. They feel very, very nice straight out of the box, which is, I guess, what you get for this sort of luxury brand of playing cards. They do feel amazing. This is probably the best deck, the best feeling deck I've ever had just straight out of the box. I've never had a deck that handles quite like that before. So this Monarchs deck is very impressive for that, definitely. Okay then guys, so overall first impressions are that this deck is really nice, and I would definitely recommend picking it up. You know, it markets itself as like a luxury brand of playing cards, and I do not disagree whatsoever. Definitely a luxury brand, and they handle amazingly. So I would definitely recommend picking them up if you can, because this is the one of the ones that Theory 11 still sell, I believe. So there's different variations of the Monarchs. I think there's white and gold Monarchs, red, green. Trying to think if there are any others, not too sure. But I know things like the white and gold ones, I think they're sold out pretty much everywhere. So you'd have to buy them elsewhere. So they do go quickly when Theory 11 actually release them. However, I might get a deck of the white Monarchs from the archive. If you know what the archive is, it's just like a reward system that Theory 11 have. And if you have enough points, you can go and pick up some of these prizes. One of them is the white and gold Monarchs deck. So I've been toying around with getting that, but we'll have to see, and I'll let you guys know. But anyway guys, that was all for my first impressions video on this Monarchs deck. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, favourite, comment or subscribe. And if you want to keep up to date with what's going on my Instagram, check out my Instagram and my Twitter accounts. Links will be down in the description below. So as always guys, this has been Complete Deception, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.